Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Invincible Iron Man issue 597. And this does a pretty good job of setting up Riri's new status quo while also giving us more kind of depth on what Doom's thoughts are, kind of. So, this issue starts out with Doom looking at the grave of his mother, saying that you ruined me, I'll only ever see me through kind of what you made me, and nobody's ever really seen me for me except for Reed. And even though that's a small little line, I really kind of like that, and that really exemplifies the relationship between Doom and Reed Richards. They are adversarial at points, but they kind of see each other as at the very least respectful kind of colleagues. I won't say equals because Doom rarely kind of sees anybody equal to himself. Reed knows how smart Doom can be, but of course can sometimes underestimate his willingness to go too far. But I really liked how that exemplified their relationship right there, where Reed can see who Doom is. And I hope something's kind of done with that. That's a kind of cool thing. I just would like that to be in a Fantastic Four book coming back. Yeah. But he then sets fire to his mother's grave. Well, he does a spell kind of thing and burns up the rest of it and goes off into his castle in Latveria. I was like, okay, let's see what happens with that. We then get to Riri Williams, and she has gone to MIT. And the dean's kind of apologizing for everything. Also kind of relating to himself, going, you know what? I'm new to the business of the academia world and all that, and realized that we were wrong in what we were doing with you. And that I shouldn't have been standing in your way. I understand that. And he says that people were standing in his way, and they didn't better me, they just frustrated me and wasted my time. And I realized I've been doing that with you, and we should have given you your own box to create. It's like, okay. And then he's like, welcome to MIT, and we see all these people just creating different stuff. I'm like, okay. Kind of had to see how this is going, and he's talking to her about how Stark Industries has repossessed her armor and all that stuff. He's like, well, wait a minute. We created everything here. You've got code that's different from Tony Stark's. Well, just because you paint it red and gold doesn't mean it's completely on there. It's ours. We'll use our legal team to get it and then give it back to you. It's like, okay, that's kind of simple. We'll have to see if there's any kind of thing that'll be coming back later on to kind of mess with that, because it seemed a little bit too easy. It's convenient, but sometimes things that seem convenient could come back to bite you in the ass, because that means they've got control over her, and I don't think she completely realizes that yet. She doesn't realize that she's still in a similar situation to Tony Stark with Stark Industries, trying to use everything of Iron Man to their advantage. I hope it doesn't end up completely biting her ass off, but she's probably going to have to learn that lesson sooner or later. So, of course, they introduce her to the rest of the people who are looking to building the future, and it was pretty surprising. We see Tony Ho, who is Ho Yinsen's daughter, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I haven't seen her in a while. That's pretty sweet. And then we get Arno Stark. That was crazy because he kind of got dropped off. Nothing was really kind of done with him. Tony's biological, well, not biological. We find out he had a brother, and we find out he was adopted. It gets kind of messy. I mean, it can be kind of... Hopefully it'll get fixed kind of later, because at a certain point it just kind of went like, okay, it didn't become it was supposed to be kind of a through line, like the main kind of story arc, but then it kind of just shifted at some point, and Arno just kind of whooshed. I know they were trying to build a futuristic city together, and that was an interesting concept. And I'm just glad that they kind of brought him back, and him and Madison Jeffries, all three of them are trying to find Tony Stark as well. And that they're talking about the person that came to get Riri, Blade, and he's evidently working for someone. And that's kind of where it's dropped off at the moment. I'm like, who is he working for? Who are they working for? Who's going up with this? And the way it cut to Victor Von Doom kind of makes me believe that Doom's been looking for Tony Stark this whole time. Or, if not looking for Tony Stark this whole time, trying to control this process. Because the way this issue ends makes me believe that Doom has more insight or is doing something else behind the scenes to help Tony Stark, or somehow connected with it. Because, I don't know, it just seems that we're focusing on it in such a way that it's like, okay, this has to wrap up some way. Because we see pretty much the wrecking crew and some villains coming into his castle, and like, hey, it's a legendary time cube and all that, talking about trying to go back to that time, probably when they first got beaten by Thor. And that was pretty funny, but then the Doombots come in and be like, you're trespassing, and you're warned, and then of course Doom comes out saying, oh crap, it's Doom. He's like, no, I'm Iron Man. And he goes, and he starts whooping some butt. But of course, comes to the point where the Hood and the rest of the villains show up and completely whoop his ass. And it's like, holy shit. And they're going, alright, let's tear this castle apart and see what he was trying to keep from us. And that kind of line at the end makes me think that Doom could potentially be not behind, but definitely involved with what's going on with Tony Stark, because the way it's been leading this way, he could potentially be the benefactor that could have sent Blade to Riri Williams to connect her to MIT, to connect her to the people that he has been trying to help with information about what's going on with Tony Stark or whatnot. I don't know. It seems like a convoluted kind of Doom thing that Doom would do. So, I'm intrigued to see how that's going to pan out and what connections are going to happen. And we didn't really get anything on the Tony front in this issue. So we'll have to see where this is leading and where it's going to wrap up with Bendis' run. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.